Thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes as Russia has invaded Ukraine. And for the most part, the Ukrainian refugees have been welcomed with open arms. But that process has highlighted how some refugees in the past have been treated quite differently.
Erica Brown-Binion is the executive director of the Refugee Development Center in Lansing. She says no matter where you're from, being a refugee is horrible.
Being forced to flee your homeland is central to that experience. Being in danger and having to escape persecution is really the central definition of who a refugee is.
Many people have used a very different tone when discussing Ukrainian refugees, including the Bulgarian Prime Minister, Kirill Petkov, who told journalists, "These are not the refugees we are used to. These are Europeans. These people are intelligent. They are educated people. This is not the refugee wave we have been used to. People we were not so sure about their identity. People with unclear pasts who could have even been terrorists." Petkov isn't alone. CBS News apologized after a correspondent said the conflict in Kyiv wasn't like Iraq or Afghanistan, describing the city as relatively civilized.
Implicit biases is so your brain has the tendency to label things in order for it to store it.
Dr. Farha Abbasi is a psychiatrist and an assistant professor at Michigan State University. She says bias can be based on skin color, social status, race, gender, and even ethnicity.
And these are how we perceive people, how we stereotype people and create these associations like they are dangerous, they are terrorists, they are not educated, they're not civilized. This is all very unconscious and unintentional.
Dr. Abbasi says to put yourself in a refugee's shoes and try to understand their situation.
So nobody gets up in the morning and say, I'm going to say bad things, do bad things, or hurt people. But these are conditioned responses. These are all associations, right, that are being perpetrated and promoted.
According to Dr. Abbasi, the ultimate goal for most refugees is to go back home. Here for you in Lansing, Samana Sheikh, 6 News.